He's a speaker for Google in the US who loves a good cup of Tim Hortons coffee and has a strong passion for helping small business owners elevate their digital presence. I'm delighted to welcome and have a conversation with Bryan Caplan of Bryan Caplan Marketing on Small Talk. I'm your host, Javed Khan. Today's show is proudly presented by our friends at BombBomb. BombBomb was created to put you back into your messages. There's no faster or easier way to record, send, and track simple videos in your emails, text messages, and in your social media to rehumanize your communication and to rehumanize your sales process. BombBomb, because you're one of a kind and you're better in person. Try it absolutely for free. No credit card required. Just simply go to ilovemybombbomb.com. Now on to our show. Bryan Caplan of Bryan Caplan Marketing, welcome to Small Talk.
Javed, it is great to be here, my friend.
Dude, this is amazing because we finally got you on the show. Folks, for those who don't know, Bryan and I have known each other for a while, and we've shared the stage a few times and have done some collaborative work together. So I'm really, really excited to have Bryan on the show. Bryan, we are talking today about social proof, and I'm reading a lot of stuff about this concept of social proof. I'm watching people on video and podcasting, sharing insights and ideas around social proof. Help us today understand what is really social proof and why should someone who's watching this segment on Small Talk really care about this?
Okay, so preface, I'm not a psychologist, okay? I come from a long line of neurotic people, but I'm not a psychologist. So social proof is a psychological phenomenon, and at its core, it's monkey see, monkey do. You might not know the person, you might not have ever met them before, nor do you know anything about them, none of the different variables, but because they do it, you're gonna do it. And so social proof is this phenomenon where we see other people, let's say, leaving a review for a business. So they've gone to a business, they leave a review, everything looks great. They say, hey, when I came in, it was wonderful. Let's say a restaurant, the food was great, the service was great. I paid my bill, it was good value. Well, I don't know them from Adam or Eve, but you know what? I'm going to trust their experience and I'm going to say, hey, I'm willing to put my money where their mouth is.
So where does someone start if they want to really understand and maybe grasp this social proof concept? What do they do? What's really the first thing people should be doing right after they watch this segment?
I would recommend, there's a great book called Influence by Robert Cialdini, and you spell his name Cialdini, Robert Cialdini. Great book called Influence. He talks about one of his main topics is social proof and the idea that monkey see, monkey do. People are seeing certain things happening and they're going to go along with it. It's, kind of weird, but even how cults have formed because they've seen other people joining, or they've seen other people drinking the Kool-Aid, or they've seen other people that are following, some of these big cult leaders because, hey, you're part of a bigger community. You're part of something bigger than yourself. And that really ties into human nature, right? It's the big thing. We want to be bigger than us.
So when those folks who are watching this, let's say I'm a business owner, an entrepreneur working at a very large organization, and just thinking to myself, gosh, we haven't embraced the social proof concept or idea. What's one of the things that perhaps someone should be implementing or think about implementing right away to start this whole social proof concept?
Big thing is reviews. I mean, for a small business owner, listen, larger companies, it's going to be a little bit harder to get reviews, but maybe you're selling products online or services, you can get reviews for that. One of the big things that I harp on is online reviews. And being a national presenter for Google and the Get Your Business Online program, it's one of the things that I teach small business owners. They need to proactively collect reviews, to promote them, to manage them, to reply to them. But reviews are one of the easiest, simplest forms of social proof online. So if I'm looking up a business near me, right? And at Google, we call it a micro moment. So micro moment, Javed, I think I've talked to you about this before. Mm-hmm. It's a moment where you either need to know, go, do, or buy. And it was coined by some of the higher ups at Google. And basically in a micro moment, people are looking to make a split-second decision. Part of that decision is made based on social proof, the reviews.
So you talk about know, go, do or
Do or
buy.
buy.
Those are what you would suggest are 4 behaviors of individuals online?
The 4 behaviors of consumers, right? They need to know something. So my daughter, we were coming home from the dentist. My daughter swallowed her training toothpaste. What do we need to do? We jumped on Google because we needed to know what we have to do for it.
Right.
My daughter cut her hair. We had to go to a hairstylist and buy a haircut. If I'm going to fix a car or something, I need to do something. So I need to go look up a video. I'm going to go on Google, how to fix a car, how to fix my lawnmower, and then I'm going to watch the video and do it. So know, go, do, and buy. A micro moment.
That's amazing. No, go, do, or buy. And you've heard, folks, that Bryan is one of the national trainers for Google My Business. He is constantly across the United States. If you're watching this in the U.S., he is constantly traveling in the U.S., doing a variety of conferences, trade shows, webinars. If you have an interest in Bryan and having him come and speak for you, his contact information has been on the screen throughout the segment. Please do reach out to him and see if there's opportunities for you to have Bryan speak with you. If you're listening to this podcast or the podcast version of the show, please go to the session description and you will see Bryan's contact information there for you to reach out. Now, Bryan, one of the questions we do ask our guests who come on our show is very simple. If you had an opportunity to have a small talk conversation with anyone living or past, who would it be?
I've got to say 90s Hulk Hogan.
Interesting. So, okay, 90s.
90s Hulk Hogan.
Yes, I caught that one.
And or Andre the Giant. Growing up, I was a big wrestling fan. Part of the reason why I love wrestling, I think it's been inherent in me that I love branding and marketing. Hulk Hogan had one of the best brands in the 90s. He was, all about America. I am a real American. He had Python Power, Hulkamaniacs. The amount of merchandise that WWF recently and WWE currently had sold because of the Hulk Hogan brand was amazing. So I always look at that as a case study. It's just insane. And I would have loved to meet him. My aunt even bought a book for me when I was about 6 years old that had an adventure with me and Hulk Hogan in it. And I still have that book to this day.
That is amazing. Hulk Hogan or Andre the Giant, that would be amazing conversations for sure. Bryan Caplan of Bryan Caplan Marketing, thank you so much for being on Small Talk. Folks, reach out to him. Amazing speaker. This is a guy that you definitely want to have at your event to not only up the energy, but to really provide some amazing value from a speaker. Bryan, thank you again for being on Small Talk.
My pleasure, Javed. See you soon.
Thank you to Bryan Caplan of Bryan Caplan Marketing for joining me on Small Talk. You can also listen to the show as part of our podcast series. Now it's your turn. Please comment, subscribe, and share. If you've got a topic you'd like to discuss on the show, please give me a call or send me an email. We'll talk with you next time.